Today on the stream, I'm going to show you some new information that shows that we may be in for a prolonged bull market on Bitcoin and an even bigger prolonged bull market on altcoins. In fact, this data shows that this altcoin cycle is going to be bigger than we've ever seen. I'm also going to show you some information about Facebook that when it hits the market is going to drive Bitcoin to new highs. So today is a massive, massive show. And actually, I'm looking at Fred, and Fred says we've got a surprise announcement from Cardano. Finally, Cardano is announcing their Africa deal. So this is a show you really, really, really don't want to miss. So stay tuned, guys. Fred, finally, we have the surprise Africa announcement from Cardano. And it is huge. I mean, it's huge, huge, huge. We're going to be talking about that today. And I think that we're the first station that's actually talking about it because that news has just broken. So if you guys are Cardano fans, stay tuned. Stay tuned. We've got a breakdown for you of what this Cardano Africa announcement actually means. To those people who are new here, welcome, guys. Welcome to the most profitable community in all the interwebs. I'm Crypto Man Run, and I come to you every day, a few times a day. And together we are building the best community on the entire crypto interweb. If you're new, smash the like, smash the subscribe, share our content, and I'll tell you why. Because not only if you smash that bell button will you know when I come to you live, and I'm going to come to you live a lot, and I have been coming to you live a lot, and you need to know that. In fact, Fred's telling me I'm still on Wi-Fi, so let me get off the Wi-Fi so I can give you guys better quality. How is that? Okay, so not only do you smash that bell button and you know when we're coming to you, but we're also giving away money to our community. We're giving you guys a free trading course, or we're trying to give you guys a free trading course. 36 hours of training in module 1, 36 hours of training in module 2, and 36 hours of training in module 3. And that's going to be absolutely free when we finish negotiating with the exchanges. And let me tell you, that negotiation with exchanges, thanks to Sheldon, I must say, really thanks to Sheldon, is going absolutely brilliantly. I reckon, Freddie, when do you think? In a week? Yeah, probably in a week, we'll be able to offer you guys the free course, or at least to tell you much more about the free course. So that is why this is the best community in the world. Also, the banter bags. If you have been living under a rock, get up from under the rock, because we are giving away the biggest crypto giveaway in history. It's not only a crypto giveaway, it's probably the biggest giveaway in history, specifically on any crypto channel or YouTube channel. And how it works is, we call it the banter bags. We took $10,000, we invested it in pre-market allocations, the allocations that you guys couldn't get your hands onto. And these allocations are starting to come to market, and they are making a lot of money. For example, Charlie 3. Remember Charlie 3, which was the Oracle solution on Cardano? Well, that's come to market today. And if I'm looking at my screen now, let's have a look. How's it going? It's on about a 20x. I mean, good value there then. I mean, it's a 20x launch. It's trading at about 76 cents. So probably in my mind, still a buy. I mean, if you're talking about an Oracle solution on Cardano that's just launched and is just under 20x, about 19x, I may be tempted to buy some actually after the show. So that is what the banter bags is. And how we give the banter bags is, all you need to do is like, subscribe, comment, share, and you win the banter bags. That's how simple it is. It's really that simple. It's the first time in your life that you can just sit on the sofa, do nothing, and win and get free shit. Where else in the world do you find that? So if you're not a subscriber to our channel, if you haven't hit the bell button, shame on you, because you're not going to enter. You're not going to win. If you haven't followed me on Twitter at CryptoManRun, if you haven't followed Sheldon on Twitter, then you ain't going to win. And if I'm looking at the numbers now, there are 6,000 of you watching the stream. There are 3,800 likes. That would tell me that 2,200 of you don't want free money. You don't want free money. So can't help you guys. If you don't want free money, then we have to give up. We can't help you guys. All right, let's get into some cool stuff. Freddie, let's look at some fan mail. How about we look at some fan mail? I saw we had some amazing fan mail. Let's get it up on the screen. All right, it's from Crypto Gameboy. It says, you guys are spreading crazy, awesome knowledge over there. Mad respect to you guys, because Crypto Banter is part of the reason why I've been leveling up so quickly. I appreciate the love, and I know I haven't been around for the space for a long time, but if you ever look in late 2020 crypto guy that can preach to the new subscribers about the importance of learning TA, researching the gems, and having those diamond hands, Even though crazy dump, I'm always around. In the meantime, you got my follow, bro. Keep up the crazy good work. You're all spreading knowledge that you can't find anywhere on the interwebs. This is true. You can't find this knowledge anywhere on the interwebs. Freddie, is there time for one more fan mail? Wow, this looks like a good one. So, says, hi, Ryan. I lost, thank you for everything you and your team do. I lost my job as an airlines operations manager in Melbourne due to COVID. Had little money and just got married. The government does not help me in any way, even though I've worked my entire life. I asked them for help and did not receive it. I'm soon to be a father in July. Money ran out in December 2020, which my wife doesn't even know about. I learned to trade with investments I made in 2017, and every day, because watching and learning from you and Sheldon, your team, and especially your generosity, I'm surviving and starting to thrive and make money on a daily basis. I'm happy to say that I can now be happy in knowing that I can take care of my wife and the child to come. Cannot say thank you enough to you. I am with you all the way, brother, and I appreciate you. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. I mean, guys, imagine being in the airline industry and, being someone young and having a kid on the way. I mean, and then losing your job because the government just basically said that no one can fly. And in Australia, it's actually a lot worse. In Australia, the Australian guys closed the borders until, I think they said like 2023, eh, Fred? Man, it must be hard. That is from, who's that from? Irfan. Okay, Irfan. Irfan, you know what? Because you're a fan and because you have been suffering so much because of COVID, and I've got 3 kids and I know the stress of having to look after kids, buddy. I'm going to make you a winner in the banter bags. So you are the second winner in the banter bags. Yeah, that's it. Irfan, you are our winner. You know how to get hold of me. You're going to get hold of me on Twitter because this is where you sent me the mail. Buddy, I want to help you. I want to make sure that you don't have any stresses bringing new kids into the world. I think bringing kids into the world is the most beautiful time of your life. And I don't think that it should be tainted with having to worry about basic stresses. I think you should be able to buy your kid everything that your kid deserves. And I think you should be able to buy your wife and make your wife feel comfortable. And I don't want you to go through that amazing experience with any kind of stresses. So not only will we make sure that you are a winner, but I'm going to say this. Even if your child is born, even if we don't get to 250,000 subscribers, I'm going to start paying your tokens the day your child is born. In fact, let's do it a little bit before. What do you say, Freddie? We'll do it a bit before, right? Let's do it like 2 weeks before. Cool. And I'm also going to get hold of you on Twitter. And if you need any support to make sure that your wife gets into the best hospitals, that you have everything that you need to make your child's birth the most incredible experience, then you can have it from us and we'll just take it out of your banter bags. Because I know what it's like having kids. I remember the first time that I had a kid, I'm getting a knot in my stomach just actually thinking about it. And the last thing that you want is to worry about, basics and not having money and the stress of your wife not knowing that you've run out of money. So look, the banter bags today are worth about $500,000 as they stand today. And we're choosing 10 winners. So you kind of know that if the banter bags remain where they are today, you've got yourself $50,000 more or less. Yeah, and look, guys, I hope that you can agree with me that these are the type of people whose lives we want to change. And yeah, I think this is a great one. So Irfan, I'm going to get hold of you on Twitter. In fact, I'm going to do it right now while everyone's watching. I hope Irfan's actually watching. Let me actually tweet him. Let me find him, Irfan. Okay, I hope Irfan's watching. It's well done, my man. We'll get you on the show tomorrow, and you guys can meet Irfan. I must say, I've never met him. I don't know who he is, but he tweeted me earlier today. That's where the fan mail came from. So that is the banter bags. And guys, really, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, and if you haven't hit the like button, then guys, you're just not going to win. You're not going to win. It's as simple as that. And if you do, then you are going to win. You just saw there's 2 winners already. There's Christian Z and there's Irfan. Okay, let's get into the news today. Let's get some things out of the way. So the first thing is, let's see, what have we got today? Okay, let's get into the big announcement of the day, which is, of course, the Cardano announcement. Let's quickly get that up on the screen. So this is actually a big deal. Charles finally announced, or Cardano finally announced, that Ethiopia is overhauling its education system with an IOHK blockchain partnership. And if you read into this article even further, by the way, I hate reading articles on the show because I think that that's what lazy people do. But this came out like 5 minutes before the show. So they overhauling the Ethiopian education system. They are putting 750,000 teachers, 3,500 schools, and 5 million students on the blockchain. And they're doing this to overhaul the education system to make sure that the grades are verifiable and that people actually get recognized for their education and to prevent fraud. And that's a big, big, big problem here in Africa. If you don't live in Africa, you're not familiar with these kind of problems, but there's so much corruption in our universities and our school systems, and this is going to fix it. It says the aim is to give all students blockchain verified digital qualifications that reduce fraudulent university and job applications and increase social mobility, allowing potential employers to verify grades without third-party access. So, massive, massive, massive announcement. Now, I was on a chat with Charles early on the day, and I can tell you a few other things. One is that this is the biggest blockchain deal ever done in terms of adoption. There is no bigger blockchain deal that has ever been done. With 5 million people, 750,000 teachers, and 3,500 schools on the blockchain. Biggest done. Remember that every student and every teacher is going to get a blockchain verifiable ID card in terms of this deal. And what that means is that they're all going to start getting digital identities in Ethiopia. Now, the one thing that I read in between the lines here is that if Ethiopia is rolling this out in the education system, why would they create a second ID for the entire country? In other words, why have 2 blockchain records for the same person when actually you only need 1? So my feeling is that what's going to happen here is that Cardano is going to start off with the education system. They're going to prove their worth. They've got a 3-year contract, but there's massive, massive exit barriers. I mean, yes, okay, it's a 3-year contract. What happens after the 3 years? Are they going to go off the Cardano blockchain? Are they going to get rid of IOHK? So I think it's a 3-year contract. Make sure that you deliver. And if you do deliver, well, then we're just going to roll it out to the rest of the country. And Ethiopia is a massive country, which is a very resource-rich country. And I think that if they start getting success with this in the education system, which is obviously just a proof of concept, then we can expect a massive rollout for IOHK and a huge partnership in Ethiopia. So this is the first step. And I think it is absolutely huge. I think if you read between the lines here, it's huge. I know Charles has been talking about it for a while, but in Africa, the difference between talk and actually getting something done, massive. And I think that now we're seeing it. We're seeing Cardano penetrating Africa, starting with Ethiopia. And let me tell you that when the rest of the African countries see that Ethiopia is doing it, what do you think they're going to be doing? I'll tell you what they're going to be doing. They're all going to start rolling this kind of stuff out. So well done to Charles, man. Fred, what do you think? After so long, Charles finally does it. And we will post some links in the description of the YouTube page for you guys to see with the actual announcement. The announcement is like 5 minutes old, guys. It really is. So you heard it here first. Some more news. Okay, so Refinable launches today. In fact, Charlie 3 launched today. Charlie 3 now trading at 13x. So 13x or 12x. Sorry, no, 23x. 23x. So yes, I think still cheap, but you go do your own research. It is the Oracle play on Cardano. We've now seen the first Cardano deal. Remember, guys, every smart contract needs an Oracle. Where are they going to get the Oracle from if it's not from Charlie 3? Well, right now, that's the only one. And hold on, I may have another Cardano announcement. Let me have a look here. I don't know if I'm allowed to break it. That's the problem. Okay. So I have got another one. Remember Ocam.fi, which was the second launchpad of Cardano that we spoke about? Well, they just sent me a message to say, we have DFire. So DFire is launching as their first launch on the launchpad, on the Cardano launchpad. And I've said this to you guys before. Don't wait until the Cardano ecosystem explodes to buy these launchpad tokens. Get the dips. Keep buying the dips. And then you can buy these blockchain tokens, these new listings. And we know that Charlie 3 has just launched, now trading at 89 cents. I think it's going to go way over $1, but I'll keep watching it for you guys. In fact, let me actually show you guys what's going on. It's actually quite exciting. You're watching this thing trade. You're watching this thing trade live. There it is. It is trading live on your screens. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. It's very rare for these big major token listings with such small raises to be trading at like 20x. These things usually do much more. But okay, let's see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. And then the other one that is launching today, and unfortunately I don't have maybe I do. Let's have a look. I don't have that today. But that's Refinable, which is the NFT play on the Binance Smart Chain. Freddie's rubbing his hands. He says this one is going to fly. Fred, you know that even though Binance invested in Refinable, they made an announcement today that they are launching their own NFT play, and that's coming in June. Yes, that's the CZ made an announcement today that in June, Binance is going to start an NFT marketplace. And I guess another reason to be buying the BNB token. What do you think, Freddie? It's like absolutely another reason to be buying the NFT token. Okay, and then we've got another launch for you here today, and this is a decentralized exchange on Polkadot, built on Substrate. Now, you don't want to miss that. And then we've got some massive calls today, and they're coming to you from a new guest. Yeah, I've got a new guest for you guys, and well, she's not a new guest. She's been here before, but this time she comes with her bag of calls. So yeah, this is going to be a massive show. I think let's start off the show with the big story. What do you say? And the big story is that I said to you guys that there's data that shows that we're in a very healthy market cycle for Bitcoin. Massively healthy market cycle for Bitcoin. In fact, so healthy that even Jamie Dimon has done an absolute flip-flop. I mean, this guy drives me absolutely insane. I think he should be fired. I think it should be negligence when a CEO does such a big flip-flop on something that's so big. Remember that Jamie Dimon was very much against Bitcoin. He was like, Fred, bring up something, do something.
I could care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades, who trades it. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. I've also told people that it can trade at $100,000 before it trades to zero. So tulip bulbs traded for $75,000 once, something like that. The only value of a Bitcoin is what the other guy will pay for it. And I think, honestly, I think there's a good chance that Bitcoin, a lot of the buyers out there are up there jazzing up every day so that maybe you'll buy it too and take them out. And I quite mean that, by the way. You know, these people are very good at manipulating the press these days and getting news out. And so every day, you know, you have CNBC, nonstop Bitcoin. Who cares about Bitcoin?
I'll tell you who cares about Bitcoin. Your clients care about Bitcoin. And apparently, that's quite obvious. And apparently, you know that. And apparently, they care about Bitcoin so much that your bank, yes, sir, your bank, is setting up its own actively managed Bitcoin fund. I mean, how can you talk about something like that and do such a flip-flop and not come out publicly and say, guys, look, I was wrong about Bitcoin. I think our clients should buy it. What you're saying by creating a product inside your bank is that you are endorsing Bitcoin. Now, I'll remind you guys, Jamie Dimon said at about, was it about $4,000? What was it, Freddie? $4,000. Jamie Dimon said if any one of his traders is caught trading Bitcoin, he would fire them. I don't know if you guys remember that shit. And now he is creating, or his own bank is creating, a Bitcoin actively managed Bitcoin fund. And I guess that kind of shows how the market's changed. And we now have data that shows that we're in such a healthy market cycle that even in 2017, we have never seen anything like this. And this market cycle points to the fact that we may be in for a very prolonged bull market on Bitcoin. We've got some data. We've got some data from Glassnodes that shows that for the first time, in 2017, we had 5 months of falling supply on Bitcoin exchanges, which led to 20x gains in the previous all-time high. We've now been getting supply off exchanges for the last 14 months. So for 14 months, Bitcoin supply has been moving off exchanges. Remember, the last time it was only for 5 months that Bitcoin was moving off exchanges. Who's buying the Bitcoin and moving them off exchanges? Big whales, companies, institutions. They are the guys that are buying the Bitcoin off exchanges. So we also know now that the exchanges have the lowest supply of Bitcoin that they've had, I think, forever. There's only 2.4 million Bitcoin left on exchanges, and that's like the lowest that it's been, certainly since I started in crypto, which was in 2015. We are about to hit a massive Bitcoin supply crisis because the institutions are buying Bitcoin and they are storing them in cold storage. And I showed that to you guys, that every time that there's one of these dips, instead of being confident, the retail hands are being shaken we're selling our tokens, and we're giving it to the massive institutions. So what happens? What keeps happening is that these leveraged hands create this noise. So I don't know if you remember, but the reason why we had this last dip was because there was too much leverage in the market. And every time these leverage hands come in, they create this noise. It's these weak hands, it's these retail investors that buy Bitcoin on leverage because they think that Bitcoin is just going to continue to go up and continue to go up and continue to go up. And then there's like one little rattle, and they're all such paper hands that they leave. But that's not what's happening this cycle. This cycle, not only are we getting the most amount of Bitcoin taken off exchanges, but on top of that, we are now seeing that this next run up is actually not leveraged. So this, if you look at this data by Lex Moskovsky, and he gets it from Glassnode, he says, funding is very low and healthy. This run up in Bitcoin came from the spot trade and looks super sustainable. So we now know that this run up is not a leverage run up, which means people aren't going to get shaken out as easily. Remember, guys, the leverage is just noise. It's people that come in and they buy and they drive the Bitcoin price all the way up, and then it comes down again because they over leveraged. But not anymore, because the Bitcoin's moving off exchanges. And the second clue that we have is that it's not actually leveraged people that are buying it. So you can see that every time that this cycle happens, when the leverage drops, we get another sustainable pump up. And then as soon as the leverage goes up again, we get that shake. And now we're at the green dot, we're at the bottom of the cycle, which shows where that we are starting the climb without leverage. And that is absolutely, absolutely, absolutely massive. You know what's happening here? You've got so many people who were here in 2017, and they're so rattled, they've got so much PTSD that they keep thinking that this bull market has to end soon. Because in 2017, the bull market was like, I don't know, a couple of months long. I think it really started in July, and it went until December in Bitcoin, and then for 2 months we had an altcoin season. But now the data is different. You can see that we've had huge, I think we've had 14 months of people taking Bitcoin off exchanges as opposed to the previous 5 months. And that could mean that we're going into a very, very, very healthy and extended Bitcoin run, which is going to last a long, long, long time. And I'm going to bring in the Sniper at this point because I want him to tell us what's happening on the Bitcoin charts. Sniper, how are you, my friend?
I'm good on you, buddy. One question, Rand.
Yes, sir.
Did you buy your Solana?
I didn't. I waited for the pullback. Remember, these guys were front
43. We hit it, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
We got it.
As Paul would say from the moon, he says, this is playing out exactly as I it's exactly as you predicted, my friend. Sheldon, let's look at Bitcoin.
Awesome, buddy. Bitcoin's going to plan. It's going to plan. I still see Bitcoin hitting the shorter push up still. I still see that 56,500 level. And then you can see I have a right shoulder for us to just come back and test a bit of support. We have had a lot of growth in the market, so a shorter term retracement can happen at the point, but I think they are chasing the higher high. We're going for it. I think that was definitely the big scare over for now. It's looking good. That 56 is very crucial for us to get. And it looks, we started retracing a bit earlier today, but beautiful candle there. So we're definitely going for it. So Bitcoin's looking good, Ryan. It's looking really good.
Amazing. All right, take me to Ethereum, because to Bitcoin dominance, because I think that's the chart that we want to see. 57.1. Yo, baby, this thing is going to do exactly what I said it's going to do earlier. Exactly as I predicted.
No, it is, Ron. You know what? We've been chatting about this for a while. Firstly, we said the 60% mark was crucial. We dropped it. You can see the last month or so has been a massive drop in dominance. And now obviously the 50 level. So the 50.5, that is the key level. You can see we keep bouncing there. So it's good support in that zone. We dropped that. I see a big acceleration coming downwards. So dominance is good. It's on par. Alts on fire. We have a look. A lot of the altcoins today.
Take me to Solana because it may be time to put in that trade.
Well, it hit that bar zone I gave you yesterday. Perfect. And then it popped out. So We have hit that zone perfect. It's possible we can come there again. There's a secondary one. I don't think it will get there, but it is always there. And obviously, we've got the trend. So anywhere in the zone's good, man. You know, that's you looking at getting at least 7-8% more coins than what you would have yesterday. So it's a bit of a bargain, and it's a nice special for you today.
Wow. Okay. Guys were complaining about my microphone. Freddie, is it fixed? Okay, great. So my microphone is back in action. Okay, Sheldon, stay on the line with me because there's a lot happening, and I want you to make sure that you get in on the action. Guys, I'm just going to cross over to Charlie 3. Charlie 3 now trading at $1.05. So it's
Is it going? Is it going?
25x, 25x. Look, I'm not saying whether it's a buy or a sell. You guys do your own research. I'm just saying that this is going on. Sheldon, let's look at the Bitcoin chart again. And I want to show you why.
Sure, it's looking good. Yeah.
We had that dip last week. And what we know about that dip is we know that on that dip, what we did, we just shook off the leveraged hands. That's exactly what happened. There was a lot of noise. The leveraged hands were making a lot of noise. We shook them out, and now we are going up unleveraged. That's very, very, very fundamental. And that is something that needs to be taken to be looked at. But also at the same time, this week, we have earnings week in the United States. So people are reporting on their Q1. The Q1 has ended in the United States, and we're starting to get companies reporting on results. Now, the last time that companies reported on results was the most that Bitcoin had ever been mentioned in company reports. I think, in fact, we may even have a chart like that. Freddie, is there a chart or something that shows the parabolic move in mentions in company reports? Remember, while Freddie's looking for that, guys, remember, we are also going to show you a brand new DEX that is launching on Polkadot today, and we're going to show you on it's called PolkaSwap, and we're going to show you guys how you can get tokens. There was no pre-sale, there's no IDO, no whales got in before you guys, and we're going to show you how to get those. So stay tuned. That happens at the end. Okay, Freddie, call up that chart. So this was the trend about discussions on the Bitcoin in the earnings reports, and this is earning report week. Now, what we know is that the last time that these people mentioned Bitcoin on the earnings report, they said they were looking at buying it. And this is the start of alt reporting, of a company reporting week in the United States. What can we expect? I think we can expect companies to tell us that they actually put Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Okay, now, which companies? So we have some information. It's not verified information because obviously the company won't comment. But we have some information that Facebook may be buying Bitcoin. Remember, they don't have to report it. They don't have to report it unless it is material. Now, what's material on Facebook's balance sheet and what's material on my balance sheet are two different things. So the question is whether Facebook will actually report today in their reports, or whenever they release their reports, will they actually report that they're holding Bitcoin? We think that they will do that. What do you think, buddy?
Definitely. Are you speaking to me there, Aaron? Just making sure. Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. And whoever falls behind now falls behind. So don't be surprised to start hearing these sort of big companies that are coming in. And obviously they want specials. They're not going to buy. So I think last week was, we had the first drop, hit all the liquidations, get everyone out. The price then goes up. Everyone's pissed off, they're upset, so they buy back in, they're thinking we're going to go up, and what do? They send it straight back down. So this was the key. I think big institutions were buying at those points, definitely. And I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin under 50,000 for a while. I really, really don't think. For now, I think we're up. We've broken trend, and chart-wise, we're looking phenomenal. So to hear these companies, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised.
Sheldon, thank you, my brother. We're going to move on to the show. Stay in the waiting room because there's lots happening, brother. All righty, cool. So the bottom line is we need to shake away the weak hands. We need to shake away the leverage. We need to shake away the PTSD from 2017. So all those people that have that PTSD from 2017, guys, it's time for you to wake up and realize that we might be in a prolonged Bitcoin bull market. This one may go on for a long, long, long time. We have to shake away those leverage hands. And we did. We shook them off last week. You know who else we shook off? We shook off Tesla. And we saw Tesla. Tesla made an announcement that they sold some of their Bitcoin, okay? So they sold, I think, $200 million worth of Bitcoin, or $250 million worth of Bitcoin. And we learned a couple of things about that. The first thing is, what is the reason why Tesla would actually sell Bitcoin? Okay. They don't need the cash. They've still got $8 billion of cash on their balance sheet. Do we have the Tesla balance sheet, Fred? So they still have $8 billion of cash on their balance sheet. So they don't need the cash. So why sell $250 million worth of Bitcoin? There's no reason to do that. Well, Elon Musk says that the reason why they did it is, get this, it was in response to Dave Portnoy's tweet. And he says, Dave Portnoy said, so am I understanding this correctly? Elon Musk buys Bitcoin, then he pumps it, it goes up, then he dumps it to make a fortune. Listen, I only own one Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is exactly who we thought it was. Just don't be holding at least one in the bag. Elon Musk replies, no, you don't. I have not sold any of my Bitcoin. Tesla sold 10% of its holdings, essentially to prove liquidity of Bitcoin as an alternative to holding cash on the balance sheet. Now, let me tell you how I read this. One is the obvious thing. Elon Musk says he has not sold any of his Bitcoin. He never told us he had Bitcoin. He never disclosed that he had Bitcoin. He doesn't need to, but the richest man in the world just kind of disclosed to us that he is actually holding Bitcoin. Great, we know that. But read that again, put up that tweet again. Read this carefully. It says, I have not sold any of my Bitcoin. Tesla sold 10% of its holdings to essentially prove the liquidity of Bitcoin as an alternative to holding cash. Why would they want to prove it? Surely they would have been comfortable with it before. That's it. They are testing Bitcoin. They bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and put on their balance sheet. And now they are testing to see what happens if they sell it. They don't need to sell it. They don't need the money. Yes, they made $100 million in profit. And according to, who's put that tweet up, Freddie, where they told us, so, no, there's another tweet which shows how much they made relative to cars, like relative to cars. I think they made $100 million, which is more money than they've made relative to their car sales in many years. Remember, guys, institutions don't buy Bitcoin and sell it and then land up paying income tax on it. So that's not why they're doing it. They're testing Bitcoin as an asset. And I think that Bitcoin passed the test. So I think they made $100 million. They realized they could buy Bitcoin and they could sell it again, and it's liquid. Fred, go back to the tweet. Not that tweet, the actual Elon Musk tweet. So two things could be at play here. One is they're actually really testing it, which is what Elon Musk says. And Tesla sold 10% of holding essentially to prove liquidity of Bitcoin as an alternative, which means they're testing it and it passed the test. Or they could be rebalancing their balance sheet. And they could have said, look, we can't have more than, say, 7.5% of our balance sheet in Bitcoin. Because the Bitcoin price went up so high, they now got 11.2, and they may need to sell some Bitcoin to rebalance their balance sheet. And that's exactly what's happening here. Corporates are seeing this. They're seeing, Fred's laughing. He says, I'm sounding like the moon Carl. It's exactly as I predicted. Okay, so other corporates are now seeing this, and they're saying, look, we know you can buy Bitcoin. We now know you can sell Bitcoin rather quickly without really moving the market. We know you can make a profit holding Bitcoin. In fact, you can make more profit than you can make. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to buy Bitcoin. I think that now, during earnings season, we are going to see a massive amount of companies saying that they actually bought Bitcoin or starting to buy Bitcoin. And I think the first one is going to happen in the next 2 days. And I think it's going to be Facebook. In fact, I don't think when they announce it tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to come on the show and I'm going to say, it happened exactly as I predicted. Exactly as I predicted. But only it did happen exactly as I predicted, because Facebook are going to do it. And I think that Google are going to do the same. And I think that Oracle are going to do the same. Remember, guys, Oracle is sitting on a pile of cash. Larry Ellison, who's the founder of Oracle, is on the board of Tesla. It's only obvious that Oracle is going to announce that they're holding Bitcoin. And when that happens, the market is going to start running, and it's going to run very, very, very hard. All right, I see Lisa is in the waiting room. Lisa, 1 more minute. I just want to talk to the guys about another opportunity that happens when you get these dips. Guys, 2 things about these dips. The first thing about these dips is we mustn't get rattled. If you were here in 2017, put that post-traumatic stress disorder away. And don't get rattled every time Bitcoin goes down and think, oh, we're going into a 3-year bear market and Bitcoin is going to go down. That ain't happening. It's a different market out there. It's a different market out there today, guys. So when the dips come and we shake out those weak retail leverage hands. And remember, how do we know when retail is leaving Bitcoin? You look at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And when there's no demand for the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, you know it's the weak retail hands that aren't buying. Remember when George was on the show? Remember what I said to you guys? I said the Grayscale Trust was trading at a discount of 19%, and you should be buying Bitcoin through the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Remember that? Freddie, do you remember that? But today, no one wants shares in GBTC for two reasons. One is the retail investor is nervous, and two, people think that an ETF is coming online soon. So they'd rather not be putting their money into GBTC. And so today, if you look at the discount or premium to NAV, there is a 19% discount to the net asset value in the Grayscale Trust, which means that if the retail investor goes and buys shares in the GBTC Trust today, which holds only Bitcoin, they are buying the Bitcoin at a 19% discount to net asset value. And so if you want to buy your shares, buy them. If you want to buy Bitcoin today, buy them in the GBTC Trust and pay 19% less. So that's where the opportunity comes in, because if you bought GBTC Trust on Friday, you would have paid the price of Bitcoin on Friday less 19%. Fred, what is the GBTC premium today? 5%. So if you would have listened to me, you would have not only made the increase in the price of Bitcoin, but you also would have made another 14% on this trust. Guys, where else in the world do you get this kind of information? I told you, when retail is panicked, buy the GBTC Trust. The premium always goes back up close to zero again. And not only will you make the money that you make on the Bitcoin by the increased price of Bitcoin, but you will also make the money that you in the closing of the GBTC premium on the GBTC Trust. It's a no fucking brainer, and it always happens exactly as I predicted. So start listening to me when I tell you about the GBTC Trust. The GBTC Trust is free money. That's what it is. It's just free money, free money, free money, free money. That's the GBTC Trust. Except it's not actually free money for these guys. It's not free money for BlockFi. Because remember what BlockFi were doing. Remember that when I said to you guys? I said BlockFi were, there we go. BlockFi had a great system. They were taking your Bitcoin, they were loaning them to the GBTC Trust, and they were making money dumping the shares of the GBTC Trust on retail investors. Remember that whole Freddie market in and out? Remember GBTC Trust? Remember that whole thing? So they were dumping on retail investors, and they were making a profit of 40% on the retail investors. Well, it's not happening anymore. No one. And so what's happening is Grayscale are reducing, BlockFi are reducing their rates again because they can't keep playing the shenanigans and dumping the GBTC shares on you guys, the retail investor. Cool, so that's me for today. What I want to do now, what should we do now, Freddie? Should we give away more banter bags? Okay, Fred says get Lisa on because it's rude to keep a lady waiting. Fred says apparently Refinabl's done 160x. I mean, if that happens, then the banter bags go up by $160,000, which means that the winner from today, Irfan, gets himself another $16,000 or something like that. Man, I feel so good. I can't wait to actually meet Irfan and speak to him. Great. Unbelievable. Lisa, welcome back, my darling.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so sorry I kept you waiting, but there was so much to talk about.
There was so much to talk about today, and I totally agree with everything you've said about Bitcoin, and you should be buying every dip at the moment.
Exactly. You know, the problem, I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is that we have post-traumatic stress disorder because we were here before. And the problem is that we think that every time that the price goes down, we get this fright that, oh my God, we're going back into the 2019 bear market.
No, we don't think. You and I don't think. Everyone else does. And it's like, we're in a super cycle. This is not happening. This is going to continue. It's just going to go up and up and up as Bitcoin becomes more scarce. It's an epic time to be in Bitcoin.
Okay, tell me something here. why do you think we're in a super cycle? You must be looking at charts or you must have data, because you don't strike me as the type of person that just says these things on a whim.
So I've got a chart up on TradingView that I've done. So, and I'm an Elliott Wave.
Put it up here. Put it up here. Share your screen. Put it up here.
Let me find it. Let me find it.
While you are finding it, I'm going to remind the community that there are 11,000 people watching this and 7,400 likes. So 3,000 people don't want to win the banter bags, that don't want to change their lives. I mean, come on, guys, smash that like. Give us some love. Let's get the live views on the show to over 11,000. We're on 10,000 now. And I think we can do it. If you guys just comment, share, like.
How do I do this? I share my screen, yeah?
There's a share screen button at the bottom of the console.
Cool. Let's go and find this chart. All right. Are we seeing my chart?
No, just share your screen. And then when you share your screen, we'll see your chart.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. I can feel it.
Can you see it now?
On the bottom of the StreamYard, there's a little button that says share screen.
Oh, my goodness. Hang on. Share. Yeah, I'm on there. All right.
There we go. I see something happening right now. I see something happening over here. Okay, now there we go. I'm adding it to the stream. Amazing. Now we can, whoa. Okay, I see the chart. Zoom in for us.
Okay, so I do Elliott Wave. So, and the measurements for the Elliott Wave mean that basically we're going into an extended cycle. So that means that we've got, every single wave that we're seeing is going to be extending. So if we have a look at what we've got, so I press the button and we basically hit this inner target on the Elliott Wave. We've come down, we've corrected to the support, and we've still got so much more room to go up here. So, this is epic. We're going to hit 142K by, I reckon, end of the year.
Wow. Okay. Huge.
Yeah. So it's just going to be huge. It's just going to keep going. Like, we're going to have these pullbacks. So we've just had a 28% pullback. When we were going, previous all-time high, we would do sort of, 20 to 35% pullbacks. And that's not unusual. So, we should be buying these dips. Every single dip, you got to be buying.
Yeah. Okay. So we should be buying a dip. We've seen that. We've seen why. We should be buying a dip. Because the dips are actually caused by leverage. And it's when the leverage guys get shaken out, they cause that massive dip. So what we need to do is we need to look at the leverage. That's the thing here. We need to look at the leverage. And when the leverage guys get too high and the dip comes, we know that it's going to overextend itself and go down. And that's when we should be buying. All right, talk to me about alts.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
About alts. Okay, so alts this week, epic. So they've all hit the bottom and they all hit their lower supports. And that's my dog snoring. And so we've had sort of 30 to 80% bounces across the board on just about everything, and it's been really super exciting. So XRP went running. Everyone was waiting for 74 cents, and it took off. And it's like put it up on Twitter, and I'm just like, we're buying now, guys. And they're like, no, we're waiting for 74 cents. Everyone told us that, and I'm like, well, I'm buying now. So, yeah.
So what else are we buying? I mean, you've told us what we've missed. We missed XRP.
So you missed XRP. I'm buying AVA because AVA is this. It's obviously I'm Australian. AVA's Australian, and it's an epic project. So it's it's Travala, it's travel, it's they've got a platform you can buy everything with crypto on it. They accept all the crypto on it, and they've got. They've added flights, they've added hotel bookings, they've literally got everything. And if you have a look at their their roadmap at the moment, it looks like they're just about to add something that's like kind of, it could be competing with Airbnb. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now, given that travel isn't really happening at the moment, that's not a negative thing. I mean, in Australia, where you come from, I mean, if you wanted to come visit me, that would kind of be impossible because your borders are closed for the next.
So horrible. Yeah, so we can travel anywhere in Australia, but we can't travel outside of Australia. And I think now we can travel to New Zealand. So, but that's about it.
sounds yeah, like super exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? So Ava is one.
Okay.
Yeah, Travala is
Ava's
amazing.
one, ENQ. So they are launching NX, which is a new Epic deck. So it's their space station. You can mint NFTs on there. You can stake on there. You can do all of this stuff. So I really think NX is about to explode with ENQ, and it's just going to be huge. So they're like, really love those projects. I buy all the dips on ENQ at the moment, and yeah, so it's really cool. And my outsider, which is one that's just listed on Uni Trade, is Busy.
Busy.
So yeah.
What is Busy?
So Busy's like so it's a DeFi platform where you can stake and you can take loans and do all of that. So I know there's lots of those out there at the moment, but this one's really cool. So they've got they're bridging everything, and you can basically sort of go into all other areas of crypto with Busy. So yeah.
Okay, so if I were to ask you, I mean, before I let you go, like the one out of all the ones that you've mentioned, if our viewers have money now, what's the one place that you would put the money?
I would put it in Ava, because I know they're having a big announcement soon.
Okay, so Ava, and I think I know what that announcement is. I mean, is it an Airbnb competitor?
Yeah.
Decentralized, perhaps?
Decentralized Airbnb, yeah, I think it's going to be huge.
I'll tell you one thing. I cannot wait for a decentralized Airbnb competitor. I hate these big multinationals that control us and they bully us.
Yeah.
They bully us. If you ever have a query with Airbnb, they never get back to you.
No, they take forever. And this is, so if you've got something like that's decentralized and it's peer-to-peer, and you've got direct contact with that person, it's going to be so much easier.
Okay.
So yeah,
Lisa's calling Ava.
I'm in so much trouble here, bro.
let's see what the Ava price is. Look, we don't know for a fact. These are all speculation. We don't really have any information, do we?
No, I don't really have any information. I am looking at their roadmap and having a look at what they're doing. So yeah.
Look, I may have information. I'm not sure. I may. Ava is. I didn't say that. Ava is now trading at $4.95. Lisa,
Ava is a bargain. Look at that dip. And it's like, that just bottomed out, hit right on the support, and it's just taken off. So
Eldon, what do you think? Do we buy Ava? Oh, I can see that chart in the background. The sniper. Hold on, I see you as we talk. Sniper's doing charts for us in the background. Draw triangles and shit on the slide. Tell me, is this
Yeah, so obviously we got rejected right there. So this is obviously a key breakout point, which is good. We've had a good test of support. So I would wait for the retest, definitely. Would love the higher high, the test, and this will be my sort of zone. So we'll have a look. There might be a pullback. We'll see. I'll have a look again by tomorrow. Let's see.
I don't argue with the sniper anymore. I used to argue with him. He told me.
Well, what about if this news releases and he's just left without any bags? Sorry, Sheldon.
Lisa, the sniper never gets wrong.
My alarms are always in. I will be in. If this breaks, I'll be in.
So, Lisa, yesterday I wanted to buy $1 million worth of Solana live on the show. Sniper warned me and he said to me, don't buy it. It's going to do a pullback.
I told you to buy Solana like 80% ago.
I know. I didn't listen. Anyhow, you can't cry over spilt milk. I am going to get a bag of Solana because I believe in Solana.
You need to get a bag of Solana because that's going to be huge. It's going to be massive.
Exactly. I don't understand how Polkadot and Cardano are trading at $40 billion market caps. That neither of them have smart contract functionality. And then you've got Solana, which can do 1 million transactions for $10 with smart contracts and has a massive ecosystem and is trading at like $12 billion. So
I just don't get how that one is not like more money at the moment. It is just so underpriced.
But I'm not telling you guys when I'm buying, because yesterday, as I said, I'm buying Solana. All of you, every one of you, front ran me and took the price up. You got what you deserve. You guys are now burning, and I'm gonna wait. And when you guys get weak, I'm gonna start buying from you guys, and that's how it's gonna work. All right, guys. Because we have another guest, I love you both madly, but I have to bring in another guest, and it's a massive segment. So Lisa, thank you. Let us know if you do choose to travel to New Zealand. Sheldon, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow Sheldon's mom's coming on. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, cool.
Sure.
All righty, guys.
Cheers,
Thank you. Much love to both of you. Thank you. Okay, so we kind of said to you guys, what do you think? I love those two. Love Lisa, love having that female energy on the show. We're going to keep getting it in here. And she is super switched on. I mean, keep following her course. Follow her on Twitter. She is super, super switched on. She doesn't buy the same tokens that I buy, but she gets it right. I mean, that's the important part. She gets it right. She got Doge right. She got XRP right. She's going to get Ava right. I know she's going to get Ava right. Anyway. We said to you guys many times that if you want to make the best bet in the world, you should buy the ecosystem, which is like the DOTs, the Cardanos, the Ethereums, and then you should support the projects around them. And today I'm going to show you an amazing, amazing, amazing project, which is built on the Polkadot ecosystem. It is the first, or one of the first DEXs, AMMs, like a Uni Swap, built on Polkadot. And yes, I know we've all heard that shit before, but this one's actually real, and it's actually built by like a real crypto OG. His name is Makato. We're going to do the interview in Japanese. I hope that you guys don't mind. We can do it in Japanese. We'll do an English translation for you guys.
Hajimemashite. Konnichiwa.
Masteish.
どうぞよろしくお願いします。Yeah, it's really great to be here, Ron. It's really wonderful to talk to you again.
Okay, so I want you to tell me, because everyone talks about you as like this Bitcoin OG, that they put you in the same bucket as like Gavin Wood and Vitalik. Why? Who are you? Why do people talk about you like this blockchain god?
I don't know about blockchain god, but I've been in the ecosystem for a while. So I got into Bitcoin in 2013 at the very beginning, and part of that was because I lived in Japan, and Mt. Gox was also in Japan. So it was just a part of kind of experimenting and trying new things. And I was a computer scientist and wanted to try out the technology. To me, it was just an amazing experience to use Bitcoin and send value anywhere in the world as easy as sending an email. And so that's kind of how I got into the ecosystem. My company, Sorimitsu, we were founded 5 years ago. So we've been around a lot. We also created the world's first CBDC in production in Cambodia. So we've done quite a lot of stuff in the blockchain space.
How big is this company? You talk about this company. How big is this company?
Sorimitsu is almost 100 people. We don't only have people on the crypto projects, but we do have about half and half, I would say, between crypto and enterprise. In the crypto side, we've been working with Web3 Foundation since 2018 on a project called Kagome, which is a C++ implementation of Polkadot. So we've kind of been in the Polkadot ecosystem since the beginning, really. And that's kind of how this idea to create a DEX that's native for Polkadot ecosystem came about.
Okay, so you're building a DEX that's native on Polkadot. Just take us through exactly what that means for the viewers who are less technical than we are. It's a substrate-based DEX. I guess it's going to be the DEX that unites all the parachains kind of thing?
Well, yeah, that's kind of the goal, is to be able to swap any asset in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystems using parachain cross-chain messaging, message passing. And that's kind of like the future goal. There's no parachains today, but we're all about interoperability. And that's really, I think, the Polkadot vision, is to create an interoperable and composable future. So it's kind of like, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they were about blockchain maximalism. And our opinion is that blockchain maximalism is dead, that now is the time for everyone to be able to freely create their own ecosystem and be able to connect them together. And really, that's what Polkadot and Kusama are about.
So I guess that answers my question about why you chose Polkadot of all things, because you kind of like, you're an OG, but you're not a Bitcoin OG. You're one of these guys that say, you know what, it's time to unite everyone. And the more parachains we can get on the main chain of Polkadot, the better. And that's how we all start talking to one another, right?
Yeah, to me, like the big vision really is that everyone can have their own kingdoms. And that lets you innovate much faster. You don't have to ask all the miners to upgrade or do anything like that, like you do in Ethereum or Bitcoin. And so this can really speed up innovation by huge magnitudes. And this will be really interesting to see how it evolves over the years. And we're kind of proof of that. So we're able to create our own little kingdom. It's called the Sora network. And we're able to, through the future parachains that are coming, be able to tie this in with all the amazing work that other people are doing, like Clover, Plasma, will be able, and Moonbeam, all these cool networks will be able to, and many more, will be able to connect to them and do some really great things.
Okay, so I want to see a demo of this thing. You said I'm coming onto your show. I'm going to show you a demo. Show me a demo. Can you share your screen? Can you do a demo?
Yeah. So I'll share my screen.
There's a little share screen icon at the bottom. Just click it and share your screen, and then I'll see it and I'll bring it up onto the screen.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm looking at Fred. Fred's saying to me that Refinable is done. How much? 268.
So can you see my screen?
Okay, so yeah, I do see your screen. That's amazing. So the only thing is white. Oh, amazing.
So I have a very special announcement and deal for everyone here. So what we're doing is we're setting up PolkaSwap live, like right now. So actually the servers are still being booted up. So I'm going to switch over to this previously set up system. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why is this an interesting ecosystem to get into now? And I think looking at the interface, really, it's just like, I don't want to say it's just like Uniswap. It's very similar. It's familiar if you've used Uniswap. But what's not familiar, what might be new to you, is we use some really cool things. So one, we use Polka.js app instead of MetaMask. This is native for the Polkadot ecosystem. So if you haven't learned it, you have to learn it for the future. It's part of the interoperable Polkadot future. And we'll put some links in the I think today's video profile to help you learn these things. And then also, because there's no assets now in this new ecosystem, so you have to bring them in from someplace. And so what we did is we spent a huge amount of time and engineering effort, and we built a bridge from Ethereum to our network. And so what this does is it's a decentralized bridge that's maintained by the validators. It's trustless. You can take assets that are registered on the bridge and then move them into your ecosystem. So for example, if you can connect with MetaMask, you can just connect directly to our web app and then move the tokens across the bridge. So for example, if you wanted to move, like some kind of token like ETH, you can type in like the amount of ETH that you want to send. And then I don't have this set up in my MetaMask network right now, but what you can do is you can sign the transaction in MetaMask and everything happens behind the scenes to automatically move the tokens onto the network.
So you can migrate quickly from Ethereum into the Polkadot or the Substrate network. If you this bridge will leave a link to the bridge in the description, right?
Exactly. And if you've used the Binance Smart Chain bridge, it's really very similar, except it's even more decentralized. So there's no like capital controls or anything because it's just run by the validators. If you want to move any amount of token, you can do it, and you can do it instantly. Now, why would you want to move tokens to a new DEX anyway? So there's some really important incentive programs that I think are really important to understand. And there's really two programs I'm going to focus on now. And these are really to kickstart the ecosystem and to drive liquidity. And the first is very familiar. If you provide liquidity on the DEX, you're able to very easily and quickly, you get transaction fees, but then you also get special bonus rewards. So 35% of the PolkaSwap token, the PSwap token supply, is given out to liquidity providers as like a liquidity special incentive program. So there's a huge incentive to this. I mean, this is a huge amount.
That's huge. I mean, you're talking about 35% of all tokens are given to liquidity providers. And obviously that's happening on some kind of bonding curve where if you start providing liquidity today, early, then you get more tokens, right?
Yeah, the rewards are vested. So the earlier you provide liquidity, the more your score goes up, and you get a special bonus compared with newer people that join. So getting in early is important. Now there's one other special bonus, and that's related to our unique tokenomics. So Sora is all about economics and creating like new and innovative economic systems. So we have what's called a token bonding curve. Now it's nothing too hard. It's just a smart contract that you put in some tokens and you get new tokens. And you can do the opposite. You can take your other tokens that you got and put in, and you can get out the original token. And so specifically for ETH and for DAI, there's a special bonus of 25% of the PolkaSwap token total that's going to be given to people who buy from the token bonding curve. And so the way this works is you go to the swap page here, up here, and then you choose from the settings, you choose TBC, which is a token bonding curve. This is it's not user friendly. Sorry about that. It's crypto.
You're an engineer. You're an engineer. We'll give it to designers later, but you're an engineer, brother.
But the cool thing is this, because the smart contract will mint new Zor tokens and inject it into the economy, there's really no limit to how much you can buy. So even if you had like billions of dollars worth of money, you can just dump this into the token bonding curve and it will freely mint new tokens. And if you go down here, you get something really special. This is a PSwap strategic reward. So when you buy from the token bonding curve, you'll see this strategic rewards bonus down below. And what this means is this is a special bonus that you get on top of the XOR tokens that you're buying. So you basically get free money or free tokens just to incentivize people to come into the ecosystem and buy it from the token bonding curve.
Okay, so that brings me to the next question. So, I don't like to shill projects on the show just for the sake of shilling projects, but I thought there's a great value add for our community here to get tokens. And the reason why I thought that is, you didn't have a pre-sale, you didn't have a private sale, you didn't have a strategic round, you didn't let whales, people like me, media people buy before. You kind of said, hey, anybody who wants tokens, this is how you're going to get tokens. This is the only way to get tokens. And I'm going to break this on Crypto Banter. And the people on Crypto Banter are going to be the first people to know. There's 10,000 people watching this live. You guys are the first 10,000 people to know how to get these tokens. So how do we get these tokens?
Yeah, so you can get the tokens by going to the bridge, and we'll put a link down below. So you'll go to PolkaSwap.io. You'll go to you'll install Polka.js, MetaMask, all these things, get everything set up. You go to the bridge tab. You connect your wallets and you move DAI or ETH to our new network. And then once you do that, all you have to do is go to the swap screen, select DAI, and then select the TBC. Be sure to select this TBC setting. Like that's, if you don't do that, then the trade's executed in a different way and you won't get the special bonus. So that's how you do it. And then once you get these rewards, you can provide liquidity with them. So if you have any other type of ERC20 token that's a popular token.
Take me through it slowly. I take Ethereum, I wrap Ethereum in this decentralized process. I now take the Ethereum and I put them into the TBC setting, right? And then they lock.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you just go to swap and click the gear icon and select TBC, and that's it. So it's a little esoteric, but here's why it matters to get in early, because the rewards are a curve that goes down really fast. So at the beginning, there's no reserves, and so you'll be able to get exponential amount more rewards than you would get coming in later on. So this is really this is a special thing that we wanted to do for Crypto Banter, because had a call with Ran back in January, and he was really excited about our project, and so that's kind of how things got kicked off. So it's kind of a great place to a great way to reward the ecosystem.
I'm so proud that I could do this for the community. Bring them this is a groundbreaking. A DEX on Polkadot is groundbreaking. The way that you've launched it without raising all this VC money and whatever else is even more groundbreaking. The fact that you launched it on our show, and look, if I look at the bonding curve, guys, the people that are here now and do this are going to make more money than everybody else. But look at that. Look at how the curve goes down. Okay, let's do this again slowly, because I know that a lot of people don't understand what they need to do. First of all, when does this launch?
It's like the servers are literally booting up right now. So, go to the website, keep refreshing until
He's launched this on our show. Like, the guy has, how long have you been working on this project for?
More than a year. So we started last March, and we got a grant for the initial development from Web3 Foundation. And that was really helpful, and yeah, it's great that they support the ecosystem as well. So yeah, just go to PolkaSwap.io.
Hold on. You're going too fast for me. So guys, just understand. You have PolkaSwap, which is currently not working. they're launching it right now live on the show. And you guys are the first people in the world to learn how to get tokens. So usually I end my shows on a hard stop of an hour because YouTube otherwise limits the content. But in this case, we're going to go through this again so that everybody in our community understands how they can get tokens in this amazing new project. So the first thing that you have to install the Polkadot wallet, right? The web extension wallet.
Yeah, this is called Polka.js, and this is like the MetaMask for Polkadot ecosystem.
Okay, so Fred, write this down. Step 1, install Polka.js. Fred says he's one ahead of me. It's all in the description. Okay, next.
Sweet.
Go to PolkaSwap, link your MetaMask, and link your Polka.js, right? Now you got your 2 wallets linked to PolkaSwap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to go to your account page, and then you just hit connect wallet, and you choose one of these accounts, and you link your wallet. So it's pretty simple. And then if you want to move tokens like ETH or DAI across the bridge, you should click on add token, and then add the token to your wallet. So this way it will be known, it'll be added to your wallet, so you can connect to the bridge with it.
Okay, and then
you go over here to the bridge, you click on the bridge icon, and then on this page, you'll have to connect to MetaMask. So you have to use MetaMask for now, but if you have like a ledger or something, it should work to sign transactions. And then you just choose whatever you want. Like I recommend, DAI ETH, and then you go, so it should say from Ethereum mainnet to Sora test, it should say Sora mainnet in the production once it launches. And then just as much as you have in your wallet. So if you have like 100 DAI, 1,000 DAI, 1,000,000 DAI, go crazy. And then all you do is just, once it's connected, you'll be able to, here, let me go to Rinkby. So you'll be able to, once you connect with the right network on Ethereum, you'll be able to just click the button and sign a transaction. And you only sign one transaction. That's all you have to do. And then the system will do the rest. You just have to wait a few Ethereum blocks, and it just works. And it'll show up automatically in your account screen.
If you want to remove your Ethereum, and you've had enough of doing this, can you then just remove your assets?
Yeah, it's a two-way bridge. So you just do it the opposite way. So if you wanted to move from the Sora network to Rinkby, you would to Ethereum, you would just do it this way.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go and work this out because I want to put my Ethereum in here. Freddie, what do you say we maybe think about making a video about this and actually just do it again and again and again so everyone can get it right? Because you're not going to get these chances again, guys. You're just not going to get a chance. When I met Makato, I said to him, I wanted tokens in this project. I wanted to invest. And he said, buddy, there's no way you can invest in my project. I don't need your money. I don't need your money. This is the only way that you can get tokens. So we're all in the same boat here. Cool, my friend. Listen, it's been amazing. Thank you. I never, ever run past time, but this time I did. So thank you, my friend. Really, really grateful to you for this.
It's quite an honor. Thank you. And I hope your community finds it interesting.
Well, I'm going to go mine tokens now. Thank you, my friend. Alrighty, guys, I've got work to do. I'm going to go mine these tokens. I'm then going to go and make money on Refinable because Refinable is doing 280x. And then Charlie 3, the Oracle, and Cardano, I may actually go and top up some of my position. Whoa, it went to 160. Whoa, okay, amazing. So this is, guys, Charlie 3, I told you guys. I said it. I'm saying it again. You do what you want to do. I'm telling you, Charlie 3 for me. Get it early. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until then, my friends, trade well.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast for entertainment purposes only. All opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as financial advice. Views expressed by guests and hosts do not reflect the views of the station. Listeners are